Hello, everyone. This is Cedric from the Untitled podcast. I'd like to make a quick announcement. The Untitled podcast is now on SoundCloud. Yes, we decided to put on SoundCloud, so you guys have another option of listening. If you guys want to browse your phone but still listen to it, you guys don't have to have the app open or anything like that. You guys can just listen to it on SoundCloud. It's just an extra option. The link will be down in the description of this and every other video from now on involving the newest episode about the podcast. They will be uploaded roughly around the same time. Maybe the video will be uploaded before the podcast officially airs on SoundCloud, but it's pretty much every Saturday. It's the same thing for both. You guys don't have to worry about it. You guys can choose whichever one you guys want to listen to. It's fine by us. But thank you guys so much for the support recently, and I think that's about it. So I'll leave you guys to this week's edition of the podcast, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Untitled podcast. So today we have a classic that's been here for basically every single one so far.
No, I haven't been for one, the outdoor one.
I said mostly.
Okay, my
so
bad.
There's only two. Yeah, so Jason's here again. Kane unfortunately had to cancel prematurely, but he's having a lot of issues right now, so we wish him the best on everything, and everything turns out fine for him. But today I'm gonna talk about a week-old topic, and that's E3. Jason, can you tell me what E3 is?
I am unfortunately uneducated about what E3 is, but it sounds like those things they play before concerts, if that makes sense.
That's EDC.
Oh.
EDC happened actually, I think, last weekend.
Wait, what's EDC?
EDC is a big music rave concert, in Las Vegas.
I think we're talking about two different things here.
What do you mean?
I'm there's something in music called an epilogue, but it's not an epilogue, but it's not a eulogy because that's death, but something in between. Oh, interludes. Never mind. Oh, I'm off.
I don't know. I thought you were talking about the concert.
Sorry.
Okay, EDC happened, but I don't care about EDC. But a lot of funny stuff happened. DJ Khaled got booed off the stage.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, that's what
it made me laugh.
They're trying to hype him up, and we should start booing him. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to why, but that was really funny. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about E3 stands for Entertainment Electronic. No, it stands for something like that. But it's basically before this year and a little bit before last year, it was basically just one big old I wouldn't say convention because the conventions are where you sell things and all that, but it was just where video game producers like Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, that, to where they show off their new games that are coming out or are gonna come out. So it's basically just product placement.
Oh, so it's some teasers here and there?
Yeah, but it basically for a lot of gamers it's basically Christmas and June because they get a lot of cool games. But before E3, this E3 and last E3 were a little different compared to the other ones before. Because the other ones you had to get media passes, you had to apply for them and all that stuff. So only I wouldn't say important people, but a lot of the people that went were business consumers and people that want to put money into it and all that.
Oh, investors?
Yeah, but you saw some YouTubers post about E3 years before on vlogs because they applied because they want to go just have fun. So there's different reasons why, but this year and the year before were different because of this year was the official first year to where they allowed the public to attend E3.
Oh,
so they had
nice.
1,300 new people into E3. I think it was about that much, but I think I wouldn't have gone to E3. The tickets were expensive.
Was there enough space? That's a big jump.
No, E3. This wasn't even the biggest E3 before.
Okay, la.
I think the biggest E3 had 7,000 people. This only had 6,000 or something. Well, this is the first time. I mean, last year they had a few hundred people enter. It was a testing, but this was full out. Let the public come in. But I heard the tickets were $1,000 each or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty expensive. Easy money.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding.
So that's why I've always thought about me wanting to go to E3, but then I realized I'm not really famous, and even if I had the money, I'm not gonna. I could probably spend $1,000 a lot better ways. I could probably buy the games instead of just playing a demo.
That's a good idea.
So I was just I'm not about E3, but usually E3 is really good for people that stay at home because they always do conferences. For each video game company, they do their own conference to show off what they have.
Oh.
So it's 3 days before E3 officially begins, I guess, before them playtesting. So they show off that, and that's really good for people at home because they can just watch live streams of it, so they don't have to worry about it. Which is what I do like every year now. I watch every single conference, whether good or bad. I watch every single conference. I'm like, there has to be something in like each conference that's cool.
That takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah, well, like usually it's like during the summer and I don't do anything, so I'm just like, I might as well just watch E3. So then I watch that, and then I just stay up to date with whatever else. But compared to last year, this year was kind of... I think this year was meh, but I think it was pretty bad compared to last year.
What happened last year?
Well, I mean, and the year before that, too, they announced, like, some really good games. But mostly from Sony, because Sony did really well. They announced Kingdom Hearts... They didn't announce Kingdom Hearts 3. Final Fantasy 7 Remake. You don't know what any of this is. What games do you play, Jason? Pokemon? There's something about Pokemon they can talk to you about if they announced.
I play Pokemon if I have money, which I don't. And I played Zelda a long time ago, which was Phantom of the Hourglass, something like that, on the DS. And that's about it for, like... I know it's sad, but that's about it for any games that are, like, major. Only other games I play are on the PlayStation, which is pretty sad. Oh, and the computer. But they're really sad.
What?
Like, I play Stardew Valley, but that's all I've been playing this summer.
I think the Steam sale started today.
What?
did you buy Stardew Valley on Steam?
I bought, yeah.
If you can buy, like, more games, you probably should, like, this week.
There's a sale?
The Steam sale, like the summer Steam sale, like basically like things are like 60-70% off.
Dang.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna buy anything because I don't care about Steam. But if you do,
I do.
I mean, by the time this finishes, it's already a week before, so they don't even know.
Well,
you can still buy the games for regular price. Oh wait, yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, wait, what are we talking? Yeah. So, because usually we record this like really early, like on Monday or something, but we did this really later. I forgot today was Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you guys, Steam sale is probably still going on. So if you play Steam, you should go buy some like cheap games.
I like cheap.
Like they're like really cheap. What was I talking about before the Steam sale? Oh yeah, you just don't play the games all that much.
Yeah, I'm not educated about it.
So if you don't know a game and if you want to know it, you can tell me if I mention it.
Well, it's Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake is a remake of Final Fantasy 7.
What's that?
The Final Fantasy 7 is I say it's a JRPG.
That means... I know RPG means role-playing game, but J would mean... Nope, I don't know. Japanese. They're different from regular, like, Western RPGs because they usually have, like, anime girls. And it's like an anime style, so it's like that. But... sorry. You're good.
But the reason why this was a really big news, like, was it 2 years ago? 3 years ago? One? It was something like that. But they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake, and from that, people consider Final Fantasy VII like one of the, if not the greatest game made of like all time.
Dang, what am I doing?
So it's like up there. I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I played one Final Fantasy, and it was like 2, 3. I played one of those, but I was like really young, so I didn't know what I was doing. I was just messing around because I didn't know what was going on.
Fair enough.
But I've heard it's a really good game, so I was really excited about it. But I wasn't as excited as like other people. Like other people like lost their minds.
Yeah. Ooh.
Because I remember with Smash they released DLC. You know that, right?
Downloadable content.
Yeah, for like fighters. So like every few months they released a new character, and I got always excited. But one I got really excited about. We were on the bus to like a football game, and then like I forgot that the Smash presentation was happening, so I just watched it on the bus, and I was just sitting alone, and they announced a character. Ooh. I didn't know who it was gonna be, cause like they were hyping it. They weren't hyping it up, cause like the whole thing leading up to it was okay. It was whatever. It's just Nintendo games.
And then they made special. A big deal.
And they made a big deal at the end because they announced a new fighter.
Ooh.
And then it went into like space. But then I heard the music, and I've heard Final Fantasy VII music before, and I heard it, and I was like, this sounds really familiar, but I couldn't remember. And then it revealed a character, the main character from Final Fantasy VII. His name's Cloud Strife, and I lost my mind because I was like, because Final Fantasy VII never came out on a Nintendo console. Oh. It only came out like on PlayStation. Ooh. So that's why I lost my mind, because like it was like somebody big, and I was like, out of all the people, we got Cloud. So I was freaking out. So like the whole game, I was just jittery. But then afterwards, I was like, I haven't even played a Final Fantasy, and I was just excited. So I was like, I couldn't imagine what other people felt for like just a regular game being announced.
Oh, I want to be that dedicated to something. I want to feel that freak.
It was really surreal. But now he's in the game, and now I hate him.
Really?
He's because he's a good character. He's like, I think he's like second best in the game.
Really? Who's first?
Probably Bayonetta.
Shoot, I'm gonna.
There's a lot. So I'll just go by really quick, because I don't want to. I mean, I don't mind doing a game, but you can just chime in every now and then if you need to. Like, okay. Just tell me, because I need to just talk about E3, because I don't want to get sidetracked.
Okay. I'll ask questions every now and then. I'll raise my hand.
So like basically last year's E3 and the year before that were really good for like Sony at least. Nintendo was whatever. Like last year, Nintendo, because the different companies, people would decide if they win E3 by winning, like they had like the best product, but I don't really care about them winning, because I think I win as a person if I see a good game. But usually I rank them anyway, because I'm like, which one had like pretty decent stuff and all that. But last year, Nintendo didn't really have anything except one game that they announced, and it came out this year. You know what that game was? Have you seen any advertisement for it?
Is it Pokemon?
No.
Freak.
It's the other one that you played.
The one that I played?
Yeah. You said two games that you played, Pokemon, and what was the other one?
Zelda? Oh!
Yeah, they released
it's that one on the Wii something? Or not the Wii, but...
the Switch.
There you go.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. So they announced that last year, and then, like, people were, like, freaking out. And that was, like, my favorite game of E3, because I still haven't beaten it, to be honest, but I'm gonna do it before the summer ends, but it's just a lot of work.
I bet.
Because it's an open world kind of thing. And, like, one of, like, the biggest Zelda maps that you play, like, on a regular game is, like, 3% of, like, the whole map on the regular game.
Dang.
So it's pretty big. But anyway, so that won E3 for me last year, because that was just my favorite game. And it's a really fun game. But this year, based on rankings, I think Ubisoft had a really good conference. Nintendo came second. Sony came third. Microsoft came fourth. And Bethesda came last. I don't know why Bethesda had one. I don't think you know what Bethesda is.
No. That's Fallout, right?
Yeah, Fallout and Skyrim.
I don't know what Skyrim is.
That's fun. You should. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Sounds familiar, actually, though. There's like 10 Skyrim remakes.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's too many. There's one coming out on the Switch too. Anyway, so I'll go really quickly through the very first conferences, because I don't care about them. So one of them was, I forgot EA Sports had a conference, but I don't really rank that, because that's just sports games. I don't really get anything out of it. I didn't even really watch it. It was really cringy. Like, now that I think about it, it was really cringy.
How was it cringy? Because
they had YouTube stars get on the show to like promote their stuff, and I was like, that seems normal.
Oh, I saw a YouTube video on some YouTuber, I don't know, but he was supposed to be presenting something, and he choked.
He's like, hey guys,
Oh, I felt so bad.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember I was watching it like during that time. I was just like, because I was just listening to it and I was just playing a game, because I don't really care for sports games all that much, so I was just listening. And I heard that, I was like, is that Jesse? Because he's like one of like the people from Prank vs. Prank or whatever.
Prank?
Yeah. And I was listening to it and I was just like, this is pretty bad.
I don't know, I saw it on a cringe video, so I was like, oh man.
Yeah, so I didn't really get anything out of EA Sports. There's just a bunch of sport games, which is fine. I think there was something else that came out with it, but I don't remember. It wasn't a Sims game, it was something. And And then what else happened? Was that Revolver? I didn't watch Revolver because I don't really care about Revolver. I think they make pretty okay games. I just don't really care about it. But I heard that their conference was like the best conference, but not like from like video game standpoint, but like as presentation.
So is a conference is just a presentation of the game?
Yeah, well, like people do different conferences, but like basically what they do is that they just get like a whole like room of people, usually press and media and like reviewers or whatever, and then like fans can just get in whatever. Well, for this year, but yeah. So basically they just like show you like games like on the big screen, and occasionally they come out and talk about it or whatever. So it's just like showing off games.
Oh, because when you said conference, I was thinking business conference.
And no,
sitting around and just kind of moping a little bit. But okay, I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't watch Revolver because that's the only one. I think I fell asleep before it, so I didn't watch it. But I heard it was good, but like for all the bad reasons. And then what happened the next day? The next day was Microsoft and Bethesda. Microsoft announced a new console, the Xbox One X. I remember whenever I heard the name, I was just like, the Xbox One X? That's a really bad name.
One X of what?
That's like the new Nintendo 3DS XL. That's just such a long title for no reason. Just call it something, the new Nintendo 3DS.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so they announced that, and it's like it plays at 4K resolution. So if you have a 4K screen, that's cool. If you don't, it dims down 4K to make it look like 4K, whatever. But I don't really care about Microsoft all that much. But they announced some pretty cool games. But the whole time they talked about 4K.
Oh, they're just like
they just kept hammering it. And you know what the first game they announced in 4K was for the Xbox One X?
What?
Take a guess. Just whatever game you can think of, just say it, because you'll probably be better than what they announced.
No, I don't want to sound uneducated.
No, just say what. No, like you could say Mario, and I'd rather have that than whatever they announced at 4K.
I wanted to say Pokemon because I like Pokemon, but it's not. Zelda. No, I'm kidding. Zelda's just.
They announced Minecraft for 4K.
So just. Oh, okay. That's like the only thing they had going for them.
I mean, they announced other 4K, but that was the first one that they announced.
Oh, okay.
For, like, 4K.
That's not. Well, I guess they wanted to end strong, start weak, maybe.
But that didn't really draw me in either. Just having Minecraft as 4K.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, graphics are nice, but I think it's graphic. Oh, Cedric left, but I'll talk for a little bit. I think when you play a game, it should focus on the story it tells and how much it engages the player, and graphics usually don't really matter towards that part. And I don't know, I prefer gameplay over graphics. So
exactly.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, exactly. I was just in the next one because anyway, yeah, I don't really care about graphics. Cause if a game's good, it's good. Like the new Zelda game, like it look.
I'm sorry, that was a dog toy. Sorry. I gave myself a heart attack there.
Yeah, like the new Zelda game, I think it looks great, but people make fun of the graphics because they think it looks like cartoony or whatever, but it's such a good game. It has like 10 out of 10s on everything, and 9 out of 10s or whatever.
Ooh.
People are saying game of the year. I agree. Game of the year so far. There's nothing really that next to it that I can think about. Anyway, yeah, so they announced the new Xbox One X 4K games, whatever. They just kept announcing like new games. Which ones really drew out to me?
Minecraft.
Besides Minecraft.
No,
oh yeah, they announced a cross-play Minecraft. So that even if you don't have, you can play with your phone or the computer or your Switch or your Xbox or PlayStation. You can just play together as one. You don't need to have the same console. So I can get behind crossplay. That's pretty neat. But I don't really care about Minecraft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, but I don't play Minecraft. What game? There's nothing really at Xbox that really made me happy. There's a new fighting game that they announced, which got a lot of people happy. It was a new. It was made by the people that made Guilty Gear. Gotiki is like a Japanese fighting game. Don't
like,
worry about it.
All these games sound so familiar, but I know nothing about them.
And it's a new Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Ooh.
And it looks really nice. Yeah, it looks really nice. And it's only like 20% done, so it can only get better from there.
Oh, really?
So I'm really excited about that one. But I don't have an Xbox, so I'll just play it like at somebody's house or something.
Oh, so it's not out yet, or it is?
No, it isn't. Basically, all the games that they announced at E3 this year...
They're just working on it.
Yeah, or they're going to come out. Usually, they don't like making announcements about games that come out next year because they just want to show off, hey, this is coming out like 2 months from now, give us money. Like, get ready to spend your money.
Oh, like pre-orders?
Yeah, just like anything like that.
Oh.
But there's one company that didn't care about that, and they just announced games from like a year from now, or maybe 2 years from now.
Oh my god.
That's later down the line.
So,
hold up, let me make sure there's nothing I didn't miss from...
Alright.
From E3. Because usually E3 is really fun, even if I don't like enjoy most of the games. I like the... Because I usually chill in Twitch chat. You know what Twitch is, right?
That's where they stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
yes.
They can stream whatever now. So I usually just chill in Twitch chat. And Twitch chat's really...
Like, that's where they stream it?
Awful, yeah.
Don't they have like bots? Like...
They can do whatever they want. They can
like,
spam. As long if there's no moderators, they can't do anything.
There you go, moderators.
It's really bad.
Is it? Are the comments? Do they fly past? And
they go by, but like sometimes I stop and I read one and I point it out. It's just really funny. Yeah. The only E3 I really remember really vividly is Nintendo. So I'm just looking up the different E3s so I can make sure I don't miss anything important. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything else at Xbox that interested me. Oh yeah, they had Sea of Thieves. There's a new game that they made. It's called Sea of Thieves.
Oh, they said Sea of the Eel.
No.
That sounds
a better name than Sea of Thieves.
That sounds scary.
So they showed gameplay of Sea of Thieves on the thing because I remember I was watching it. And I looked at it, and it's so bad. Because on games nowadays, they don't use textures. Like, they don't, like, draw or animate textures.
Oh.
They use something... I forgot what it's called. I was listening to somebody talk about it, but I forgot what it's called. But basically what they do is that they just put, like, a basic, like, whole color, like, on the walls or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they rely on lighting and, like, just, like, lighting and, like, textures and all. They don't use textures, like, lighting and graphics to make it look like it has textures. But in reality, it doesn't.
So they're just being lazy?
Yeah. Like, I guess to save money or whatever, but I think games should use, like, more graphics than what they do now, because they don't, and it's really sad. Because I think a game would look better with just drawn-in graphics and handmade graphics than just relying on lighting.
Yeah, the environment takes a big part in telling the story of the game.
Which is why I like Zelda a lot. Because like what's it called? Like there's like a lot of like Zelda, like Breath of the Wild basically.
That sounds really familiar.
It's set a standpoint on future games like it. So basically, if any game goes past what Zelda's set up, they're going backwards.
Oh, so it's done that good?
I think it's done that good because of the combat and like the looting and all that. It's just such a clean game. A lot of people say it's not a very good like Zelda game, and I have to kind of agree with it because usually Zelda games are a little bit more compact and like puzzle. Like there's a lot of puzzles in this one, but it's like more like compact. And since it's like an open world, they have to like spread it out. So it's not my. I mean, I've never really played a Zelda game like fully, but if I did, I'd say like I can kind of agree with why people are going in it, but since this was my very first official like Zelda game, it was my favorite Zelda game, and it's just like I'd say it's like in my top 5 favorite games of all time now.
Oh wow!
Even though I haven't beaten it, I avoided spoilers on it for like a whole month, and I still haven't looked at anything. But I heard the last fight's kind of easy, but I just like exploring. Like I think I've done like half the time I've actually done the real plot, and the other time I've just been hunting for boys and getting apples.
Mood.
So yeah, so I don't even like. I just like exploring, and there's like DLC coming out for it, but I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so yeah, so from E3, There's nothing like from Microsoft's point. There wasn't really anything. There's Sea of Thieves, but I don't like how it looks because it doesn't use graphics. It relies on lighting and all that, so it just looks pretty gnarly right now.
Gnarly.
Then they announced the new Call of Duty World War II. I don't really care about Call of Duty, but a lot of people are excited about this one, I guess.
World War II?
Yeah. So basically,
So
they
went back in time.
Yeah.
Well,
so they started from back in time. They went to the future. People didn't like the future.
and then they went back.
They went back in time. So now
I saw one of my cousins playing some game with shooting, and I assumed it was Call of Duty, but it looked really nice. The graphics.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was the last year's E3 too. They announced a new Call of Duty, the space one, and whenever they announced it, I remember like I was watching like the gameplay, but they didn't announce the name or anything. And I was looking at it, and I was like really bored. I was like, this is a really generic shooting game in space. I was like, there's something about it that's like just like so slow or whatever. And then they announced Call of Duty. I was like, oh, that's why.
Oh.
I just don't like Call of Duty in general. But that just showed like how impressionable it was on me. I didn't really care about it. I didn't think like, oh, this is a new IP or something.
Yeah.
It's just another Call of Duty. I don't know. Maybe it might be different. And then they announced a new Lord of the Rings game. Because the one before I heard Shadow of Mordor, I think that's what it was called. I heard it was pretty good. So they announced a new one to where like Middle Earth Shadow of War. It's basically the same game, but you recruit people. And then there was I can't really think of anything else like special from Microsoft that like really like drew me in. I can't think of anything else.
I didn't even know Microsoft made any games. I thought they're just a computer company.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't like. Obviously, these companies don't really like fully make the. They have like other people make them.
Oh.
Like they like promote it for like the Xbox. I think the Xbox is actually my least favorite console from all of them.
Does Microsoft own that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there's nothing really like. There's nothing special about Xbox. They have like their exclusives consist of Halo. Okay, so we're moving on
okay.
to play. I can't think of anything special about Microsoft.
I don't know. I just remember one time I was eavesdropping on a conversation, and they're like, "Yeah, I got an Xbox only because the remote is bigger and my hands are big." So like, they only got it out of comfort of holding a remote.
I guess that's fine. That's okay. So we're gonna move right along into Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft had the best conference because Ubisoft usually has the worst conference, and there's a reason for that. All right, so with Sony's not Sony. With Ubisoft, my bad. So I thought Ubisoft had the best conference because they actually had stuff to show this year, instead of just a new Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
But they still announced a new Assassin's Creed. But the first game that they showed off with was the game that people did not want, but did not expect to want.
Oh.
I was still gonna buy it anyway because I just want games for my Switch, but I was just like, it's kind of a weird team. So they made a collaboration with Mario and the Rabbids. Do you know the Rabbids?
Those are those rabbits that scream a lot.
Yeah.
They got a TV show, and I watched like one episode of it, and I was just like, this is really weird.
So they announced that collaboration as a game.
Dang, that sounds like a weird collaboration.
Yeah. That's why everybody wanted to hate it, because it just sounded so stupid.
Oh well, they shouldn't hate on something that's new.
It's
Should
because
I just try it?
It's because they leaked an image, like the cover art, like a month before E3, I think.
Did it look ugly or?
No, it didn't look ugly. Everybody was just like, why are there rabbits?
I don't know. It sounds like a weird combination, and weird combinations can usually lead to some weird storytelling.
Yeah, so everybody wanted to hate it, but I was really hyped for it because I was like, it could be a good game, and it looks like a good game. It's like an XCOM fighting game. XCOM's like some like alien like strategy game where like you put like different things like on the board, like you move people and then you fight, but you can do like combos with the people.
Oh.
It's just like a strategy game. So it's like XCOM, but it's with Rabbids and Mario characters. So it looks fun, but a lot of people were hating on it. But then they saw the creator of the game. Like they showed him and he was crying.
Why? Because everybody hated it.
No. Because it was his game and they were just showing it off.
And then he was just emotional.
And then Miyamoto, like the guy from Nintendo, the guy that made Mario and all that, like one of the guys.
I thought he died.
No, that was Iwata.
Shoot, I don't.
Rest in peace, Iwata.
Wait, he was
the president of Nintendo.
Oh, because I saw him on I don't know. Or was that him? I don't know. I just see people and then they have nice names, but I don't recognize them.
Yeah, so Miyamoto went up there and he was like talking about the game, and then he was crying and everybody felt bad because like, oh, we shouldn't make fun of this game because this guy actually cares about this game. Like, you guys should feel bad, and like Twitch chat was like dropping like tears or whatever. And I was like, I don't care about you guys. So anyway, yeah, the game looks fun. It looks alright, and it's fun to have a fun game because there's nothing really special about it. It's just a fun game. And then afterwards, they announced the new Assassin's Creed. It looks better than the like past few Assassin's Creed games, so that's good. But I don't really like Assassin's Creed, so I can't really put my input on it. But I think it looks better than the other ones. And then, so they covered that, and then they had Far Cry 5, and I don't really care about Far Cry either, but it looks fun. This one's set because Far Cry is usually set in like different like areas of the world.
Is it a zombie game?
No, it's like, actually I don't even know what Far Cry. It's like some like mob game or something. Not mob, like there's like an issue, and this one, the fifth one, is placed in the United States, and like, where's it at? Is it in? I don't even know what it's at. Like Alabama or something. Not Alabama.
Alabama.
Like North Carolina, like Nebraska. It's like some like country place, some country state.
Like Vegas.
Yeah. But
We're not that country.
It's about what I think it's about is about a religion that took over a town, and they're trying to enforce their aspects on the people, and they end up like killing people for it.
Texas?
No. Yeah, but that's the point of the game. I think I can get behind like religious kind of games like that because I don't think it's like fleshed out enough. But like recently, that became like a big game aspect. Like what's it called?
Outlast.
Yeah, Outlast. That's the one. Like that. Like I started noticing. Like after Outlast, I was like, "There's a lot of these games now. What's happening?"
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Religion can be scary sometimes.
Yeah. And then they announced a Just Dance. Like every year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to get into Just Dance. I was playing with my cousins, and oh my god, I haven't sweat so much this summer. Okay, but continue. And I got a bunch of like joint pain, but okay, continue.
Yeah, so there's always a new Just Dance, and then they showed off the new South Park game. Did you see the other South Park game, the Stick of Truth?
No, but South Park's the tiny guys.
Yeah, the ones that like made out of paper, and
I
they
watched
announced the new South Park game, the Fractured Butthole.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's spelled like that, so whenever you say it.
Fine, I guess.
It's clever.
It's anyway, clever, it is.
Stick with the Truth I thought it was a fun game. It was really good. This one looks just as good. Because Stick of Truth was whenever they were like, well, I forgot. I haven't seen South Park in a while. It was about like whenever they were like different like mage classes and all that. Like they were like they were just like special people, and this one's like with superheroes.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be fun. I saw some gameplay of it. It's still rated M for mature for a reason, but it looks fun.
Mature.
And I think that's really it from Ubisoft, but they showed off enough to where like that was a pretty well-made conference, so I appreciate that. And then Bethesda had their conference too. It was just awful.
Why?
It was one of the worst conferences I've seen in my entire 3-4 years of watching E3. because they did it like Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't do conferences anymore. What they do is that they do like a video package, to where they just show it to like the people.
They don't even talk.
They don't even have like a conference for it. Bethesda, that's what they did. What Nintendo did, but they had people. They had like a conference hall for like people to sit down and watch the games. So they just did the video up there, and nobody like came out to talk like at all. What Nintendo does is that they just put it online, and you just watch it online whenever it goes live.
Oh, so they're just sitting down, just like...
Yeah, but they have the treehouse for Nintendo. Oh, no, I'll talk about that later because that's a lot of talking. Anyway, so Bethesda did really bad. So it was like, they did like a theme park theme for like showing off the games, and they made the theme park in like real life. So like you could just go out and just like go ride a merry-go-round or like a Ferris wheel or something. I was like, I guess that's cool.
That's a little sinister. I'd be scared.
And they announced Fallout 4
What? No, okay.
VR. They announced Skyrim VR.
Oh wow, we love VRs already.
I think that was the main selling point for them. I don't even remember the other one. They announced for the Skyrim for the Switch. That's another Skyrim game. But what makes it special about the Switch is like for like I think for like an amiibo. You know what the amiibos are, right? The ones you've seen them.
Are they tiny?
The ones that are like on my shelf.
The tiny ones? The
Yeah.
square heads?
No.
Freak.
Like the shelf's like just full of like the Nintendo characters.
Oh, those are...
They call them amiibos.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, so basically you use like a Zelda amiibo and you get like the Master Sword and you dress up like Link. And I think that's like the only special thing about it.
Is that you just dress up?
Yep, and I think people are still gonna buy it.
Well, people are fun.
I've never played a Skyrim game. I've only seen like 10 minutes of it, and it's just not a game. It looks so bad for me. But I'm still gonna buy it because I need games for my Switch.
That's fair.
So that'll be my first Skyrim game. What else did they announce?
Squeak.
I don't even remember what they announced because it's just so pretty bad. There's nothing really special about Bethesda. I don't even think they announced anything new that I care about or that really sparked anybody's interest. It was just really whatever. And then the big horse.
Wow, Big Horse?
Sony.
Wait, so Big Horse is a game?
No.
Oh, okay, because if
Just
that
like-
was a game, I'd be crying.
No.
Big Horse.
So what Sony does different from other people is that what they do is like they just rapid fire games. And they stop to talk about like the main important games.
Squeak.
So that's what they did. They announced Final Fantasy a year or two ago. They announced Shenmue, but that's a Kickstarter, so that doesn't really count. But basically they announced a lot of good games. So I was just like, oh, I guess I'm excited for Sony's because like maybe they can show me something I care about. They announced Crash and all that.
I love Crash. I used to play on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they're coming out with the remastered version with like the first 3 games for PlayStation 4.
Ooh.
That looks really cool. That's one of the reasons why I'd buy a PlayStation 4 is to get Crash and Final Fantasy. Anyway, but this year was different. This year they announced some new games, obviously, but because like for Sony, they pan out to the crowd so that they can see their reactions. And at the very beginning, for like the first 2-3 games, they really amped.
Oh.
And as they released more games, they went to the crowd. And no movement.
Like nobody was doing nothing?
Nothing. They announced one big game during the middle of it. They make noise, and then for the other games, they announced nothing. And they released a new game at the end. People were excited about it, and they ended it on that. And they ended it on that game. And people wanted more. I wanted more. I expected at least something about Kingdom Hearts. No. Yeah, they announced. Because also during E3, there's like some, what's it called? There's some, I forgot the company. Oh, what's it called?
I'm not educated about this kind of stuff.
I can't remember. But they released a new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. You know what Kingdom Hearts is?
Nope.
I know a little bit. Basically, it's a game about anime people, and they join forces with Disney characters, and they go fight like Disney people. It's really cool. I think it's cool. It looks pretty cool. So, like, you can team up with, like, Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and they help fight with you. And
but
you
it's anime characters?
Well, like, the main character you play as Sora is, like, an anime character.
Oh, okay.
But it's, like, 3D. It's not, like, 2D.
Oh, okay. I was thinking.
No, if it was 2D, I don't think it'd sell as well. I don't know. It looks pretty cool.
I don't know what I was thinking.
And you can fight like different like Disney villains like Ursula and all that.
Why Ursula? She's just.
She's a villain. And then you fight. I think you fight like the Beast too, because he's angry and all. It's a pretty cool game. I think it's cool. So they announced that, not doing it E3, but like at like their own like. They had like some Square Enix. Square Enix is like the JRPG like masters. They make like every JRPG.
Really?
They make like Final Fantasy, obviously Kingdom Hearts. Like they do a lot. So that's the other thing. There wasn't really a conference, more like a concert or whatever. But they announced the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. I watched it. It looks fun.
Ooh.
That's about it. Anyway, yeah. So I wanted more from Sony, but it was fine. It was fine. I don't want people to get like angry. It was fine. So they announced the new God of War. I'm just gonna go out of order. That's the one that they showed mid thing that got people excited again.
That was on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, did you play God of War?
On the PlayStation 2, yes.
I've never played God of War. So what's different about this one is like after God of War 3, I think that's what it was called or whatever, that he got old and he had a son. And so now he has a beard.
Wait, I thought he's a god. I don't understand Greek mythology. Okay, continue.
Yeah, see? So now I think his son's like a demigod. Yeah, I would say he's a demigod. But he's trying to train his son so that he can like battle the world or whatever. And people are saying like it's like set in like a different mythology. I don't think it is.
Oh.
People are saying it's like Norse. So like, why would they change the whatever?
Norse is Thor.
Yeah, so I was like, why would they do? I was like,
Norse is nice.
It's their game. I can't tell them to stay in their own thing. So yeah, so they released the new God of War 3. It's a kind of a different. 4 or whatever. It's kind of different because it's like instead of like the old one, how like you looked over him, how like he fought people. Like it's like over the shoulder.
Oh.
So it's like first person, but it's not first person. It looks whatever. And then they talked about Skyrim VR again. Just good old Skyrim. Just Skyrim. Then the new Star Wars Battlefront 2. They talked about that at EA. That's the thing that they talked about. Because the first Star Wars Battlefront was what I heard was a fun, good 40-minute game. They played it for 40 minutes and it was that fun, and then they stopped playing it because I think there's only like 2 maps. It was such a good game, but they had nothing with it.
Oh man!
But they announced Star Wars Battlefront 2, so if they do more than 40 minutes of good gameplay, it'll probably be a good game. And then they talked about Call of Duty or whatever, and they released the Evil Within 2.
Oh.
I never played the Evil Within.
I'm kinda... No, actually, I don't have any knowledge about those games, but I try to watch them.
Yeah, that's what I usually do, is that whenever I see a game come out, like 2 or whatever, I'm like, wonder what the first one is, and I just try and watch it. But the Evil Within 2 was announced. People were pretty excited about that.
I'm so sorry. No, that was my fault. Oh, poor dog. I'm not good with animals. Oh. Okay. Oh, she sneezed.
Yeah, so they announced the new Evil Within 2. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was petting her. Dogs.
And then I don't really know anything about the game, so I can't really talk about it. Oh, that's one of the games that Microsoft talked about was Wolfenstein, a new Wolfenstein game. You know what Wolfenstein is?
No, it sounds like Frankenstein.
It's basically the first one was set to where during World War II, so it's a bunch of Nazi stuff.
Oh.
And the second one is about how the world lost World War II. So now the Germans took over, and like doing like one of the things, like the KKK was a thing, so they would like join together. Whatever.
Oh my god, that's.
So it's basically like an extreme shooting game.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So yeah, but I heard like another game that was released was Metro. I don't know anything about Metro except it's like a shooting game on trains.
Oh, okay, good. I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's like that. So they announced that. That's one of the other things that
Metro.
I knew. Anyway, so besides that, unless I can think of anything else, I won't talk about it. And then they announced another trailer, a gameplay trailer of Days Gone, which is a zombie game.
Ooh.
Yay. And it's pretty much like The Last of Us. I guess it's not their fault. It's like Zelda. It's like it's not their fault that they made like a game like it. Because why wouldn't you make a game that's really good?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Last of Us?
Yeah, I made my dad play it so I could watch it.
Yeah.
And my cousin. I was like, play the game. I need to watch it. I'm not much of a game player. I like watching. That's weird.
Yeah, so they announced The Last of Us 2 last year at E3, and they didn't talk about it this year.
Wait, there's a 2? So what happened? Did it just stop?
Okay. Anyway, so we lost some of the recording, maybe 5 minutes, but it's not that much. So I'll go quick over it, real quick again, so we can just get back to where we were.
Oh man.
So they released a new Spider-Man game at the end. Spider-Man, it's just called Spider-Man, I think, whatever. I looked at it. It's quick time events. I don't like quick time events. There's a part of it where I think you free web sling. I just wanted to be Spider-Man 2, my favorite video game from PlayStation 2. Actually, next to it. I just like how it's just free range on the web slinging. It's just so much fun. So I hope they do that. If they don't, if it's just quick time events, I'll be a little sad. Did you say you played Spider-Man 2?
Yes, I played Spider-Man 2, and I loved the web slinging. That's the only thing I did. I didn't care for the game itself. I just cared for swinging around.
Yeah, I don't even think I played it. I just web sling and I just beat up bad guys, and I just saw whenever I beat up one bad guy, there's another person getting mugged, I was like, I have to go help them too. So it was just endless. So I just did that. That was fun to me. Anyway, so I think that's about it for Sony that I can think about. So let's move on to my favorite thing that I get excited about every year. Nintendo.
Yeah.
So they announced the new Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game from the very beginning. I haven't played Xenoblade 1. I ordered it. It should be coming in a week or two from now. So I'll try it out then. But no Shulk from the first one, so I'll get the second one even if I haven't played the other ones. It looks like a fun JRPG. And then they announced a new Kirby game. Just a basic Kirby game. Nothing special. I mean, you can combine powers with Kirby, because if your friend has a fire power and if you have a sword, you can combine it and then you have a fire sword. Or if you have a bomb, not if you have a bomb, if Kirby has a bomb and then your friend has water, you can make a water bomb. So yeah, and it looks pretty nice. And then they started talking about Pokemon. They started talking about Pokken or whatever. It's just a Pokemon fighting game. They released a lot of new DLC with it. They released a new character with it, actually. Decidueye, the new grass starter from Sun and Moon. It's like an owl.
Ooh.
Except he has a bow and arrow.
Bows and arrows are nice.
Yeah, so I'll probably main him because I like Decidueye. Yeah, so they basically just combined all the DLC and all that just into one game. So I'm still gonna get it. So hopefully it doesn't die. But then they announced a new mainstream Pokemon game for the Switch, because before E3 they did their own Pokemon conference where they talked about Pokken Tournament DX and the new Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon game, which is basically just another alternate story to Sun and Moon. But what a lot of people are talking about is that they might add new Pokemon to Sun and Moon, because a month or two before the game comes out, they're releasing Gold and Silver under the eShop, and a lot of people are speculating that we're gonna have Alolan form Pokemon from the Johto region. You know what Alolan forms are? The Executor and all those different.
Maybe.
It's basically because they live in the Alola, they have different forms because they adapt to the nature. So Vulpix, the fire fox, she lives in the ice mountains, so she turned into an ice type.
Oh, so they just change?
Yeah, so they change types and all that. Dugtrio has hair.
Has hair?
They have Fabio hair and all that.
Oh my god.
And it's I don't know, that's probably, I don't think that's kind of weird to me, but yeah, I liked how they added that because it adds different gameplay mechanics to the different Pokemon that you used to know. So a lot of people are speculating they're gonna have new Johto Pokemon because they're releasing Gold and Silver before the new games come out, and they released Pokemon Red and Blue before the regular Sun and Moon came out, because of the different variations of the Pokemon, you can't catch a regular Vulpix in Sun and Moon. You have to transfer it from your old games. So that's why people are saying, they're going to release new Johto Pokemon, which I hope they do. There weren't that many new Pokemon in Sun and Moon, so if they release more, that's cool by me. but a lot of people were upset because of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because they wanted remakes of Gen 4 of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And I played the game like 2 months ago because of these rumors and wantings, and it didn't feel dated. It still felt like a pretty clean game. Yeah, it just felt like a very clean game, and like nothing needed to be changed about it. Like it still feels new to me. So I maybe like another 2 to 3 more years before they make another gen remake. But I think it's coming out on the Switch because it's too early to make a new generation. And since it's a main core Pokemon game, it's gonna have to be a remake, or they can make another Colosseum or XD Gale of Darkness game. Have you seen those for the GameCube? No?
Nope.
So what made those special from the other Pokemon game is it came out during Gen 3, and like the only way to get Gen 2 Pokemon over to Gen 3 was through Colosseum or XD Gale of Darkness, because those are like the main Pokemon they catch. Okay, so what made those different is that it wasn't made by the Pokemon Company. It was made by some like other company. I forgot what they're called, but you catch shadow Pokemon because some evil organization took over Pokemon and they turned them into like killing machines or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like that was basically the point of it. And so you stole in the Coliseum, you stole a machine, and in XD you were given a machine, but it's basically the same game. But you catch different Pokemon. So you use your what's it called? You use your you use your Pokeballs and you steal other people's Pokemon.
Wait, you're supposed to?
Yeah, but like you have like a sensor, or you have like a girl that can sense like the aura of the evil Pokemon with them.
Oh wow.
So you steal those, or you try and steal those from the trainers so you can open their hearts, because they're still evil, and then you purify them.
Oh.
I don't. It was a cool
it
sounds weird.
Really interesting though.
But it was a cool I really love those. I still play those games every now and then. But if they do another one of those, I'd be fine with it. It doesn't need to be like a regular Pokemon game. It can be something like that. Because I'd like another Colosseum XD game. XDDD. So, but next year there's going to be a new Pokemon game for the Switch. And it's probably going to be a Gen 4 remake, which I guess is fine. I don't really care. But after that, they announced a new game, which I got as hyped as I was for Cloud Strife as I was for this game. They announced a new Metroid game.
Metroid?
Yeah. And what makes it special is that I think it's been like 6 or 7 years since they made a Metroid game. And it was Other M. I think it was Other M. And it was a very, very not liked game by the fans. And so they just stopped making Metroid games. And last year, or like 2 years ago, they announced a new Metroid game. But it didn't have Samus Aran, the main character, or anything like that. And it was just like some like chibi game.
What's a chibi?
Chibis are like just like very like small like baby people, like the regular sized people. They're like they just look cute.
Oh, okay.
So they announced that and people hated it, and I didn't like it either. But I was like, this not Metroid. Yeah. So it took like 6 or 7 years, and then they announced a new Metroid game. They announced 2 new Metroid games. They announced Metroid Prime 4, and then they announced a new game that's coming out this year, I think, called Metroid Samus Returns. And I'm really excited about both of them because I really like Metroid. The Samus Returns one's the classic 2D platform. It looks great. It looks fun. I think they probably should have shown that before Metroid Prime 4, because for Metroid Prime 4 they just showed the logo and it said now in development. That's it. So if they put Metroid Samus Returns before Metroid Prime 4, that would have been better, because a new Metroid game, and then we hype them up again. But they didn't do that, but that's fine. And then after Metroid, they announced a new Yoshi game.
I love Yoshi.
Another Yoshi Woolly World kind of game, which is fine. It looks cute. And then after that, they started talking about esports, and I'm really big into esports like Smash and all that, but I'd rather not talk about that right now because I can go really in depth. But Detailed. Then they also showed off the new Rabbids game that they showed at Ubisoft, and it looks fine. And then they showed they showed something weird. What was it? I mean, not weird, but I didn't think they were gonna show that. I don't remember. It was something. And then the last game that they showed off was Mario Odyssey, which won E3 for me again. Nintendo's been winning E3 with just one game.
Dang.
Have you seen the Mario Odyssey thing? The trailer for
Oh, is that the one where he takes off the hat?
Yeah, and how you just...
No, I haven't seen the trailer, but I've heard of it through...
You should watch it. It's really fun. I remember when I was watching it, I was really excited for it. Because what makes this special is that...
The hat saluting.
That, yeah, but, like, they grouped it with... Because, like, they have, like... What Nintendo did recently is that they grouped the Mario games, like, different categories of, like, what they believe come together. And they grouped this game with 64 and Sunshine, like, two of, like, everybody's favorite Mario games of all time.
Ooh.
Like, with, like, movement. So whenever they added that, I was like, oh, that's okay. I thought it was going to be with Sunshine. I mean, not Sunshine. I thought it'd be with Galaxy. Because Galaxy's a fun game, but it's different from Sunshine and all that. So I grouped it with that, and I was like, that's interesting. I thought it was going to be another Galaxy, but okay. But what makes this game's gimmick is that you have a hat, and it's called Cap. I think it's called Cap. Yeah, it's called Cap, I think.
Cap.
And it takes over your cap, and what you do is that you throw it onto an enemy, or you can throw it onto whatever. Like, you can throw it onto, like, whatever, and then you take over that thing.
Oh, wow.
It's not possession, it's captured, so that it doesn't seem like spiritual or anything. They say use captured, but I'm like, you're just taking it over.
Yeah, it's matter. Possession. You're like me. It's like mind control.
Yeah. But I watched. It looks like a fun game. I watched some of the Nintendo E3 Treehouse. It looks fun. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for October to come sooner. But also during E3 weekend, like last week, they released a new game called Arms, and I have it.
Arms?
And it's like a fighting game.
Sounds like a gun.
Yeah, but what makes it weird is that the people... Okay, here's the lore of Arms. One day they wake up and they have these detachable arms.
Oh my god.
And then they said, we'll add more lore later. So basically they wake up with these like stretchy arms that are like springs. And then you just fight with them. And you can reach really far. And I think it's a really fun game.
Arms.
Yeah, so it released that before, and then like I remember I was playing and I was just like, this game has no lore, but it's fun. Which it shouldn't, but it's really fun. I don't know why I brought that up. There's a reason why. I forgot why. Anyway, yeah, so and then during E3 they just release little games every now and then just like to excite people. But yeah, for my rankings it'd probably be Bethesda, EA, Microsoft, Nintendo, and then Ubisoft from like best to worst. I feel like Nintendo and Ubisoft are tied, but like Nintendo didn't really show games. Like they showed games, but like they just like their biggest bombshells were just like, oh, by the way, we're making this new Pokemon game. Oh, here's a graphic for a new Metro game that comes out next year. So basically what Nintendo did different from other game companies that they showed off games that come out like years from now, which a lot of people were upset about, but I was really excited because I was like, that's kind of good, because if they just showed off games this year, then I'd be like, what's coming out next year? Because the Wii U flopped hard, because the Wii U, like the one that has its own gamepad, but it still has like a console. Yeah, so they released the Wii, and that flopped hard.
Like, I mean, it just didn't do well.
It didn't do well at all. No. I think the only thing that sold it was Smash. But that came out in 2014, so that's not good.
Oh my god. 2017?
Yeah, but basically the Switch, like, I was really excited that they announced games for next year, because, like, oh, they're still... Because basically for this year, they have a new game coming out every month.
Dang.
And that's good, because it's not like, they're not like, oh, here's 5 new games like this whole week. Like, they're releasing one big game every month. The first month it came out, it was the new Zelda game. And then in April, it was what was it? Was it Mario Kart? Yeah, it was Mario Kart in April. And then in May, it was, what was it in May? I can't remember. I can't remember what came out in May. I probably own it. I only, yeah, I bought like, I probably don't own it. I didn't buy the game that came out in May or something. And then this year was ARMS. In July, it's Splatoon. In August, like from then on out, everything combines together for me. But we got Mario Odyssey coming out in October. We have, what is it? I can't remember off the top of my head. Like they released like a chart of like all the games coming out, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But I wasn't paying attention to it because I was just like, I'll just wait till it gets announced and I'll go buy it. But yeah, but basically, yeah, Nintendo did that. They announced games like years in advance, but that's good because I'm like, oh, at least I know I'm gonna get more games down the line than like new games now. Oh, Xenoblade, that's one of the games that's coming out during the holiday. That's one of the monthly things. So if Nintendo just keeps coming out with new games every month, the Switch won't die like the Wii U did. Because the Wii U had like huge gaps between like a good game coming out.
Dang.
So I think that was like their downfall. And the 3DS is doing fine. 3DS is selling so good because it's a 3DS.
I don't have a 3DS. My cousin did though. The little one. He liked it a lot. Then his mom sold it.
No.
It's because they're moving.
Well.
3DSs. I love DSs.
Yeah, and they're coming out with a new Nintendo 2DS XL.
What does that even mean, 2DS?
It's the 3DS, but it doesn't come with a 3D. I think that's good because I don't like the 3D.
Yeah, most people didn't, but like, why call it 2DS?
Because if you call it the 3DS, and if you don't have 3D, 3DS without the 3D, that's just an extra title.
Let's call it 4DS.
What?
No, okay, I'm kidding. I don't know anything about
I remember watching a Bill and I thing. He's like, the fourth dimension is time.
Oh, but it can be altered? No, wait, I don't know. Lawrence knows a lot about the dimensions.
Or have him on. Because I don't know anything about the dimensions.
No, he's... Oh my god, he can explain it really well, but I'm really dumb, so I don't get it, but... Dang,
I remember watching that one movie in... What was that movie called? The one with the shapes?
Oh! Was that in Miss Herrera's? It was like a G something. Maybe it started with a G.
Yeah, it's about like shapes and whatever. It's like, I hope we find the fourth dimension. There's like that weird like black circle at the end. I hope we do. I'm like, what is that?
They explained it pretty well, but then I got lost because I just don't catch on easily. Shoot, what was it? It was like, honestly, it's geometry, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird movie. I liked it though.
Yeah, it was fine.
Those graphics though.
It looked really 2006-ish. Well, anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much all that. Wow, I took up the whole time just talking about E3.
Did you?
Such a nerd.
That's okay. You're passionate. Passion's good.
Yeah. So basically, this year's E3 was still meh. Yeah. Last year, I feel like it was better, but this year was fine. Because I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I love Nintendo. I will die.
Fanboy.
Even whenever during the Wii U's toughest times, it was a really awful time, but I still pushed through. So now we have the Switch. The Switch, I feel like, is a really good console. It doesn't need 4K graphics.
4K.
It just has good games. A game shouldn't be won over by graphics, but the graphics shouldn't be
forgotten.
Shouldn't be crayon based. It should at least be comic book based rather than Picasso based. You feel me? Like graphics on everything, but if I'm gonna look at a game, at least put textures on it and not just light map the whole thing because that just was ugly.
Yeah, I like details. Details are nice.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it that I can think of. We just talked about E3. Also, summer's still going on strong.
That parade though.
Good fun. Yeah, we had a parade yesterday. it was pretty bad because it was pretty hot.
I don't know.
But we shouldn't complain about the hotness because I remember the day before the parade, I looked at Twitter because I always look up Twitter, and one of the trending things was Arizona. Because like the first day of the official summer or whatever, it hit 120 degrees already.
Oh my god.
I remember I looked at it, I was like, I should not complain about the weather here because it's still hot, but like 120 degrees, I would.
It's worse somewhere else.
I would. It's probably like 80 degrees with the air conditioner on inside the house. It's just a swamp.
Just imagine if your AC broke.
Oh no! I just go to like some restaurant. I just keep ordering like a cup of water or something. You can't leave. No, I can't leave. I gotta wait. No, I always thought about moving to Arizona. Actually,
it's nice towards certain. I've only been in certain parts, but some parts are really nice.
I went to Phoenix one time for like a funeral.
No, I've never been there. I've just been to the small town places.
And then it was pretty nice. Saw some cacti. Saw that, I don't know what it's called. The actually like good looking cactus, like the big one. Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't take a picture of it because I was like 11 or something, but I was like, that's cool.
It's the arms up, dude.
The ones that like whenever you see like people make fun of it, like one's arms up and one's arms down. I love those
cactuses or cacti. My bad.
Yeah, it's like mice and meese.
Mice and
mooses or meese.
No, it's mooses. It's just moose.
Moose, meese, gander, geese.
Gander. What's a gander?
Gander. I think gander. I was like, look at those ganders. I'm looking at like a geese. Gander over at that gander. I don't think that's right. I've heard it before, so I always just call geese gander whenever I see a bunch of them.
Gander.
Look at that flock of that gander.
Oh, and then turkey's a gang.
Yeah, gang. That's so threatening.
I know.
Here comes the gang. What? And you see a bunch of turkeys. No, chickens are scary. You know, like how they have like they don't make them anymore, but they make like little like sunglasses for chickens. That are like red, like blood red, because if chickens see blood like on one of them, they notice it and they attack that chicken and they kill it.
Why?
I guess blood or red just does something to them. I think it's like something with their eyesight, like they just see red. It's like a bull. How like bulls can only see red. Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, it's a myth. They just
get irritated with it because I think it's like one of the only colors that they can see.
I'm not sure.
If I was colorblind, if I saw like a color, I'm like, that's what I see. I'm like, I'm about to go kill it.
I don't know. If I was colorblind and I saw anybody flashing any supposed to be colored stuff at me,
I wouldn't be mad.
I'd be mad.
If I was colorblind, if they flash color, I'm like, why are you flashing gray at me?
I know.
Because I'm colorblind.
Stop flashing things at me.
Want me to tell you what color I am right now? Blue. Anyway, yeah. So basically, E3 happened. It was fine, but I feel like this year is gonna be a good year for gaming. I mean, we say that every year, and then it just doesn't work out. But this year, with the new,
wait a minute,
with Sony just being Sony, Microsoft with the new Xbox One X. It's such a bad name. Oh no, what's it? No, it has like the
4K.
No, they should have just called it the Xbox
4K,
and they should have just done Xbox. And they should have just made like the X look important.
Oh, important?
Instead of just calling it the Xbox One X.
No, I think they should have named it Xbox 4K by the things you've been telling me.
Yeah, I was watching a video and it was like, take a shot every time they say 4K and mention the...
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, you want to die?
You want to get...
alcohol poisoning? Go ahead.
You want to die?
And but with the Switch, I'm really hopeful. It looks promising right now. I like all the games so far.
I don't know, I just like Mario Kart.
It can only go out from there. We need to have a Mario Kart tournament again or something.
I love that.
Someday, whenever everybody's not busy with the rodeo, because right now we're having the rodeo.
I had a tournament with my family with Just Dance. I came in third. I wanted to cry. It was Just Dance 2014 though, so...
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm a Just Dance 3 dude.
What?
Like, you're probably like, I don't know.
They all look the same to me.
I know, you're right, but a Just Dance 3,
I know the song's better.
Yeah, that too. No. The songs, I'm down. Just Dance 2014 was just a bunch of spasmodic. I don't know how to say a word, but it was just a bunch of spasms, and I couldn't do that. But just since 3 on Gideon up, I'm pretty good. Faith beat me though. I want to cry. Oh, freak.
Yeah. Okay. So let's wrap this up real quick before we just talk more off camera about Just Dance. Basically, I don't want to do this every podcast, so I'll probably stop after this. But I really appreciate the support from you guys. We still get a lot of. We got more views on the first video than I ever thought we'd get.
How much do you think we'd get?
I thought we'd get like 20.
You right, we did get 20.
But it's like on 70 now.
Yeah, but we did get 20.
Yeah, well, no, that's not what I meant. I thought 20 was the max, and now we get 20 regular, so that's cool.
That's really good.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching these. We just do this for fun.
Watching?
Well, I mean, if they look at the graphic. You guys shouldn't.
Well, what if they're on SoundCloud now?
Hi.
Okay. Alright.
No, like, as soon as I upload the first SoundCloud one, we got a follower, like, immediately.
Really?
That's how SoundCloud works. Like, people just follow new stuff.
SoundCloud's... I don't know. I find some remixes on there. I'm like, oh, this is nice.
I only know SoundCloud about the bad rappers.
Yeah.
That's why we're SoundCloud rappers now.
SoundCloud.
Anyway, yes, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the podcast. Next week, I don't have anything planned for next week.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out that I can think about. Maybe King will be ready then. Or maybe we'll have a special guest.
I don't think he's going to be ready.
We'll
figure it out, okay.
But anyway, yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us this week with another edition of this podcast. If you guys liked it, make sure to follow us on SoundCloud. On YouTube, make sure you subscribe. This is the main one, but I appreciate all SoundCloud listeners. Just an extra option for you guys.
Even if it's one right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. Join us again next week where we talk about probably another thing. Maybe a better topic than just E3.
I'm so sorry, I was so lost on a lot of things. Because I'm not educated. But it's okay, I liked it.
We learned more about games. About the same rehash remakes every year.
Mood.
That's what Nintendo does, but what makes Nintendo special is that they make something new out of it.
They throw in some new feature.
They've done like hundreds of Mario games, but each one's different.
Yeah.
But whenever we get a new Call of Duty, you get a new gun.
Oh man.
Anyway, no, I don't want to. Okay. Anyway, okay. See. So thank you guys so much for watching this week, and we'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye.